Welcome to Nature Connected. And today we are going to actually be celebrating the equinox. So let me just arrange, hold on, my equipment is not quite right. There we go. So, after the new moon, that new moon that we had was for our ancestors, the starting of celebrating kind of the veil getting thin. And that new moon was so important because you may have, maybe you didn't know it, but maybe you could start to feel things that were different within you. Maybe you got to be a little more stress or anxiety, couldn't sleep, or certain types of like food binging, things going on. And so this is the time of year the veil starts to get thin, and that moon is when our ancestors start to come in. Now, in this culture, we don't typically celebrate ancestors. In other cultures, they do. And it's so important. I've been working on the genetic line since my practice started. And I can't tell you how many changes and transformations people experience. I'm going to have a client on actually Instagram this Sunday at 1 o'clock and to tell you about her experiences and just the work that we do and how her life has changed and transformed. So today, the equinox, why the equinox is so important is because it is kind of the balance between the dark and the light. It's going into the Libra season. My son is a Libra. And so today is that complete balance kind of dark and light. And so we want to remember our ancestors. Now, how we've been working with this in the full moon in the genetic line class is you want to, if you can, set up an altar. Now, why this is important, you may think, my genetic line sucked. And so a lot of people freak out, like, I don't want to talk to my genetic line. I, don't want anything to do with them. Well, the reality is that they vibrate in us. And because they're vibrating in us, kind of our things that we do, the life that we live, we think it's our life. But most of the time, it's the genetic line living in us. And you can always tell because of our automatic responses. It's kind of like, even in the past week, I've been, it is kind of Virgo season too, so I've been like cleaning, organizing. But, there are certain things that we can start to express within ourselves, and especially where our genetic line got stuck. So if they got stuck in a picture of abandonment, then it will drive us to where their picture got stuck. We will always then put ourselves, or our backspace will, put ourselves in situations where we get abandoned, where we feel like we're on the outside. Or, a lot of depression kind of comes up. A lot of addictions come up, this month. So if you first have to identify kind of what are the backspace pictures. Maybe the longing of lack of love, and maybe no one in your family line ever really experienced love. So it's important that our ancestors not play out their life in us, because now that they're present and they're vibrating and they can hook into us, now we have a body. That means we have, more seniority than spirits. But if we're disconnected, checked out, then people channel all the time. So you kind of want to know, and you want to go through this season in an entirely new way. And if you kind of apply or even listen to the moon magic that I just did, because it kind of applies for going into Halloween. So it's important to kind of set up an altar. Now, if you don't have an altar, if you don't want to set up an altar, you can do it in your mind, kind of giving offerings. We talked about offering our genetic line something. Now, it's important to say hello to them, to acknowledge them, because a lot of times when our ancestors have died, they've gotten stuck. And we know they've gotten stuck because we get stuck. And where we get stuck in certain patterns where we can't move beyond our blocks, and we can say hello to our genetic line. And now it's time to redo all of those pictures. You see, if in your life there is something that you have not been able to move beyond, it's not your problem. It started somewhere on that genetic line. And by moving our ancestors kind of into, hey, this is what we're working now. We are working love. Now, a client of mine, we actually, she hasn't been in a relationship for a long time. She put out her altar to her ancestors, asking the ancestors, to help her with love. And let's redo love. And a lot of times, think about it. Our ancestors, they were in war. They were in survival. So our ancestors know about survival. But now, even though, a lot of people are in survival now, we want to move beyond survival. We want to move into where we are in full health, full wealth, and abundance, and wisdom, and love. And so we are creating new pictures in order for our ancestors to go and co-create with us. So I just wanted to, we're going to do a little ceremony, but I wanted to show you my altar here. And I don't have my pictures up yet because, I lost my ancestors' pictures. I had them last year. I don't know what happened to them. And so if you look on the altar, especially sweet tooth, butterscotch. My great-grandfather loved butterscotch candy. And so you kind of want the elements, the water, the fire. And my grandmother Edith, this is the one picture I do have. I love her so much. She was so transformative in my life. My Cherokee great-grandfather. And so for him, he was an alcoholic. So I got some wine for him. I'm going to be pouring the wine for him every night. And I got some cigarettes for him, too. And so here's the drum and the flute. He played the drum, the flute. And also here, Dexter, my dog Dexter, so my client, Judy's bread sticks, these are phenomenal. She has the most amazing bread. Check her out. It's Love Sticks on Instagram. And also you find it in the store, Judy's Breadsticks. And these are sweet currants. These are to die for. And so my ancestors, I am offering that up to my ancestors, as well as, I don't know if you can see the flowers. These flowers, orange is a very important color, kind of moving into the Halloween season. And if you can see, I had donuts. My ancestry likes donuts. Now, you may not even know what your ancestors like, but it is more about this offering of love, this offering of, even if you didn't like them, a client was saying, I don't like my ancestry, I don't want anything to do with them. She was in resistance. And I'm like, well, if you look at it, you've lived out their whole life, because what you resist persists. And so what we do want to do is say they didn't have the pictures to move them forward. So we give them new pictures about, I want to create love in my life. Or I want to create abundance in a new job. Now we need pictures to do that. So I'm going to be doing courses all on that. And today we are going to kick off with the equinox, kind of a celebration for the equinox in the balance. And I don't know if you can see it now. Let me just adjust this camera a little bit, if you can see this table here. Okay, so what is important is that we have the 5 elements. And the 5 elements is what the earth is made of. It is what we are made of. And when these are out of balance, what happens then, our life gets out of balance. For example, fire. Here is the stone of fire. You can see that, the red stone. And we have a lot of fire. This candle representing the fire. And we are off balance because we have so much fire in our life. Fire all around the world. Now, a part of that fire, too, it's kind of burning out karma. When you look at Earth, this was from my last moon burn, the full moon burn, Earth. Earth is represented by the gold energy. And Earth is our ancestors, kind of when we are, when we die, we go back to the earth, we go back to ash, we go up as spirit. And so we're going to acknowledge too, our ancestors in the ground, their roots, our roots. It's very interesting. If you've done the 23andMe, it's incredible. I found out I'm the genetic line of King Charlemagne, a German king. But then I got some other ancestry. I'm like a lot of different things. But I can tell that vibration that vibrates in me, and so now, so we have fire, and balancing fire is water, the offering of water, and that is with solidite, blue stone, which is going to actually help us in this time if you can get a solidite stone, because Mercury, which is kind of going into retrograde, it's going to affect communication. So you want very clear communication. And aventurine, the green stone, represents air. And air, my client, Nick and Bo, she makes amazing flower essence. So we are going to, I always use this. This is to cleanse kind of the space, or if, I have a session, or if you got some funky energy, she has amazing Nick and Bo. She's got amazing products. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little ceremony unifying the 5 elements. These are 4 elements. We have fire, water, we have earth, we have air, and ether. Ether is kind of that spiritual realm. It is the universe, the white energy. And so here we go. And if you can just focus your attention within your heart and focus on your breath. Start to just inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, start to breathe in the energy of fire. You can even gaze into this light, the fire. And as you just start to breathe in that fire, I want you to just imagine kind of if something comes up for you, just burn it. Burn maybe pictures of doubt or fear or anxiety. And just exhale kind of that dragon's breath, that fire. And as you breathe in that red, we've been filled with fire, but to put out fire, you need fire. So activate your fire within. Feel that fire burn, that power within you. And when there is kind of a threat, you can use that fire, that dragon's breath, to put it out. And so activating that sun, that fire within your heart. And then the water, you're made of water. And just focus on breathing in blue and exhaling out blue. And just as you focus and breathe, you can even, it's good to have some water, fire, kind of earth, plant, and maybe some spray or humidifier around, but just focus on the water as you gaze into that water. And just as you breathe, think of just cleansing your body, your mind, your thoughts, cleansing your soul, and just even cleanse your field with water. I always set my water, so we're going to set this water at just abundance, setting it at let it rain, setting it at purification, where no matter what is happening around us, we are purified with spirit. And so just set that water at whatever you'd like to set that at. And in the left hand is the feminine. In the right hand is the masculine. It's the passive, the active, the fire, the water. So now I want you to just breathe in the fire and then exhale the water. Breathe in the fire. Exhale the blue. I always use this to balance out, like 3 times. Breathe in the fire. And exhale the blue. Just notice, like the scales, which one is heavier? We are at the equinox. Is the light or is the water heavier? Just start to balance those out. Now let's breathe in, and I want you to notice which one feels better. Breathe in the blue of water. Oh, that feels great. Now fill up with the electric blue and exhale the fire. Dragon's breath. And just breathe in that water, electric blue, and breathe out fire, dragon's breath. And one more time, breathe in. Now you can feel like a waterfall coming in on you, filling you up, replenishing you, and exhaling that fire. And let's start to unify the water, the fire, and the infinity loop as they are balanced within us. So within is without. If the fire and water are balanced, we will create that rain. And let's just move kind of in a circle, doing our this is like the rain dance. Let's call it in. All right, calling in that water and earth. So this is the gold represented. This is ash from the earth. This is what I'm going to set my new intentions. You know, every new moon, you write your new intentions. And this week or past week when we had it, usually I bury it, but you know, I've been sitting it on my altar for my ancestors working those pictures. So let's just offer kind of the gold, replenishing our ancestors with new earth, kind of with new roots, that we are grounded. And I want you just to imagine grounding down, dropping your ground from your heart. And as you ground down, just release and let go. Release and let go and start to just feel grounded. You can even walk around with that ground, moving down, moving up. As you start to breathe in the gold and exhale, breathing in that gold and exhaling, breathing in that gold and just exhaling down. Feel your connection of release and renew. That we are grounded here in a new way, and we are offering Mother Earth, we are offering her our connection, our groundedness, our hearts. We are in relationship with her. So just feel the energy on your feet, and as you just kind of walk around, feel the ground, connect and ground, and ask Mother Earth to update you in this time. We are going to be moving through a very intense time. But if you're grounded, it means you're safe, you're secure, you're stable, you're supported. And then we are definitely just going to grab some of these stones. This is air. Air is turquoise. It is the green. And so just open your heart up to the sky and just inhale that green. Connect to source, connect to spirit above. And as you connect your heart, you are asking in this time for all your new pictures to come in and through. You are asking for abundance, for rain, for light, for love. And we are opening up to receive. That is the upper circuit, that upper loop. So just breathe in the energy of green. And as you see green, kind of that turquoise integrates the spirit, it integrates the earth. And as you inhale green, and then just in your right hand and in your left hand, this is earth in the left hand, representing the south, and air representing the north. Start to breathe in the green. Start to exhale the gold. Start to feel kind of it unify in the heart. Inhale the green, exhale the gold. And now feel what feels better. Inhale the gold. Exhale the green as you unify earth and air. And start to just move it in a circuit, in an infinity loop, connecting the two elements. This is our vertical element, the above and the below, the gold, the green. I always bring in the gold, fill up with the gold, fill up with the green. And now, as you unify these, I want you to imagine the diamond within your heart. I'm sure I have a diamond around here. Here we go. Here's a purple diamond. Open to the wisdom of your heart. And as you open your heart, I want you to imagine this diamond is like a kaleidoscope. Just focus on the kaleidoscope. And as you do, we bring in the fire of the right. Breathe that in. We exhale and bring in the blue, and that starts to spin around, kind of this vortex around us. We bring in the gold of the earth from below. We breathe in the green from above, and that starts to spin around us. And focus on the kaleidoscope, the white diamond. The diamond where all these things are spiraling in our heart, and when they spiral in our heart, that vortex starts to spin, and we become in perfect balance with the elements, the scale of dark and light. That is what the equinox, the northern hemisphere, not the southern hemisphere, is opposite of us. The northern hemisphere is the perfect balance of dark and light today. And I want you to go through your life feeling things in balance. And we are just going to do, let me just do a little offering dance to our ancestors. So I want you to keep me posted. I'm going to be doing courses here on the genetic line. And the more you can celebrate them, even talk to them and saying, okay, today we're going to create this. Today we're going to create some miracles, and we're going to then connect them up to the Akashic records, meaning all the records of what to do. Is like a download, and a lot of times our ancestors never got the download, so they need pictures, and you are here to help, and they're here to help. They want to, they don't want you stuck. They want you to move forward, and they want to move forward. So it is a win-win. We are in greater whole. And let me just see here if we can get some dance music on. And I'm not sure, I can't see quite what we're doing here, but let's see if this works. And it may not. But you know what? We don't need it, because we are going to just celebrate and dance. And as we dance kind of around our altar and move and, get moving and grooving and feel the earth, feel the ground, shake that body, woo! And, we are just celebrating all of our ancestors. So my ancestors, on my mother's side, I'm German, I am French, that's the Charlemagne. I'm Celtic in that too. And then I'm also Irish, English. My father, third generation back, I just found this out. His great grandfather was from Ghana. And so I'm like 11% from Ghana and Balkan and Greek and Sardinian. I think I'm everything. So we are just celebrating today kind of the balance here of life. And I've got a client in 1 minute. So send me your altars, and sending so much love to you, and happy equinox. Enjoy this amazing celebration in this time of transformation. Thanks for joining.